This one kind of near and dear to my heart because my wife actually came up with this one, and I think it's a really good way of putting how our personalities are just so um, productive and great, but can also, you know, be destructive in the same process because we're not very mindful as operators. We're so focused on just getting things done, max efficiency, accomplishment, right? We measure success in efficiency and speed, accomplishment. Did we beat the time? Did we beat the goal? Did we exceed the goal? Did we beat the other person, the other team, the other debt, the other command, the other branch of service? Like we're consumed with that, right? And we don't realize it till later in life, but you can damage a lot of relationships along the way because not everybody is like us. In fact, few people are like us. We just don't understand that because all of the people that we are around are like us. And so to us, that's normal, but it's not. Like most people are average people. Some people are okay with just getting up, coming to work, doing their job, and going home. They don't want to climb the ladder of success. They don't want to compete for the next management position, promotion, whatever. They're just happy doing their job and going home. And we clash with that type of personality unconsciously. We don't even realize it because to us, they seem like dirt bags. Like, why would you not want to get the next promotion or climb the ranks, right? To us, we can't even, you know, grasp the concept of that. And so we don't even understand it, right? And we just blow past it. We just assume those people are dirt bags and we continue on. Well, as you go up through the ranks, these people work for you now. And we tend to gravitate towards the ones that are like us, our rock stars, and show them the attention, and the ones that are just kind of average are just like, whatever, do what you're going to do. But then you get out in the civilian world and you realize that, like, dude, not everybody's like us out here, man. Like, in fact, the vast majority of people out here are not like us, right? So we come in with all this passion and energy and drive and ideas, and, it can be off-putting. We just don't get it. My wife pointed out, she said, you're like a Mustang. This story is called The Mule and the Mustang. So, you're like a Mustang. You're powerful. You're passionate. You're driven. You're strong. You're fast. And you will win at all costs. You will win anything. But if you could just be more like a mule, because a mule moves slow. A mule is mindful because it's moving slow. The example she gave was like if the Mustang and the mule were given a letter to deliver with no timeline, just deliver the letter. It's like you, the Mustang, would beat the mule by a week. I mean, you would win that race. Now, granted, when you got there, you'd have a broken leg, you'd be covered in barbed wire and blood and spit, and the letter probably wouldn't even be legible, but you would show up, Frederick's time, winner, me, when there was no race to begin with. The race is just in our heads. We just are so consumed, everything is a competition because that's how, we are, that given a task, we assume it's a competition, right? But she's like, the mule would arrive a week later. And back it up. So she's like, you would arrive covered in barbed wire with a broken leg, covered in blood and spit. The letter wouldn't be legible, and there would be 10 properties behind you, barbed wire fences, barns that you ran through, cows that you tipped over with, you know, farmers shaking their pitchforks, right? And then you would just leave this whole trail of tears behind you that you and other people have to go clean up now. You have to go mend these relationships because you were just in such a hurry to win. You didn't care about anything else except for that. And that's how we damage our marriages and our our relationships and friendships and subordinates because we're just blowing past everybody in this competition that only exists in our head. And so she's like, the mule would arrive a week later, but the mule saw the fences, and it saw the obstacles, and it was mindful. It moved around the obstacles instead of plowing through them and destroying them. And when the mule arrived, the letter was legible, and he actually won. I laughed, because one time I call this the Walmart Olympics. We went to Walmart. Dakota was at something ballet or whatever, and we had DJ with us, and he was 5 at the time, and we wanted to go get him a Halloween costume, and we wanted to get a Jenga game and start playing Jenga with the kids. So naturally, we go into Walmart, and I'm like, I'll go get the Jenga game, you go get the Halloween costume, we'll meet at the register. Ready, break. Right? Like, why wouldn't we do that? That's the most efficient way to get in and out of here. And my wife stops me. She's like, no, why? Like, are we on a game show? Is there like a competition to get a Jenga game and a Halloween costume and get out of here? Why don't we just go get the Jenga game together and go get the costume together? Then we'll check out together and leave together. Because the point is for us to just be here doing things as a family, not who can win the Walmart Olympics. I'm like, oh my God, she had me hook, line, and sinker because she was right. We had nothing else to do that night except, just get a Jenga game and get a Halloween costume, go pick up Dakota and go home and play Jenga, right? Like, what was I in such a hurry for? It's just because that's my instinct. That's how I'm naturally coded now. And I have to decode and deprogram my brain to recognize that, like, sometimes we can just go hang out. There doesn't have to be a point or a purpose or a timeline. I don't have to pressure my family to be 15 minutes early. You don't have to do those things anymore. And my last story is the hostage rescue at Walgreens, right? Like, for me, I get out of the car fast. Like, I pull into the parking spot, jam it into park. I'm like, keys out, phone, wallet, boom, and I'm out the car. Like, I'm like halfway to the door, and I turn around, and my wife's still sitting in the passenger seat, lowering down her rearview mirror to start doing checking her makeup. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of Walgreens parking lot. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, what are you doing? Like, is there a hostage inside? Are we meeting the SWAT team? Are we about to breach the door of Walgreens? Or did we just come to get Benadryl and Diet Coke? Like, what? What? And it was like, she was so right. Like, what was I in such a hurry for? I could have just put the car in park and sat there chatting with her while she got ready, and we could have got out. So, these are some of the things I'm having to deprogram myself, and I thought they're funny stories to share. So that's the Mule and the Mustang, and that one's credit to my wife, Lisa Christine Manili Fredericks, for coming up with that one. Great job, babe.